Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for the support. We actually just reached that nice 500 mark, and today I actually brought a buddy of mine over from the 59 Gaming channel. You guys have been watching for many years. How are you doing today, Tallen?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Thank you for taking the time out of your extremely busy schedule, like you just mentioned, to grab you on. You know, a lot of news has surfaced for global, so we know that Gotenks and Boo are going to be coming next. A lot of people are asking, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be some point next week. How do you feel about that?
For Boo and Gotenks?
Yeah, everyone's mentioning it might come after the maintenance on November 6th. Or
It
is that too soon?
could. I don't know. Everyone always just like, well, last year it was on this date and everything, or the year before that it was on this date. But I just kind of wait to see what's going to happen because it's global. They do whatever schedule they feel like.
Yeah, dude,
So,
global is not the greatest, and fortunately you're on JP full time, right?
yes.
Lucky guy, lucky guy. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be kind of rough to say this, but would you say that anybody should actually summon for these units right now?
Unfortunately, I kind of have to say no. As much as I love the units that are on there, actually, like I love Exchange Boo, I love the Super Saiyan 2 Tech Vegeta. Because at least on JP, that was that was the first time he was coming back. So I love getting extra copies of him. And then I still love like the AGL Zamos. And then if you go over to the Gotenks banner, Goku's obviously really, really good. I love that Goku. Gotenks himself was obviously extremely good. I can't really recommend it, even though I want to just throw my, what do I even want to call it? Like I don't even have the word for it anymore, but just I guess the thinking process of like, okay, don't do it, come on, it's not worth it, the banner's not, it's not that good anymore compared to when it was released on JP. But I love a few of the cards on there, so
yeah, no, it's not like, because yesterday, like during the stream, a lot of guys were asking like, oh, should I summon for it, like is it worth it? I personally say, like, if you're a new player and you have like a lot of stones to farm, why not? But if you're like established and like you got to play through the worldwide celebration, which most people did, I probably would say no. I mean, you don't really have much point to it, which comes up to the next point I was going to bring up, that someone was talking about, which I kind of see it happening. I don't think it's good, but someone was mentioning that they think the Super Saiyan 4s could actually be added in again, which it could happen. I mean, but it wouldn't be great, honestly.
okay, I'm gonna do a hot take here that might get people yelling at me, but I'm used to it by now as a YouTuber. But if the Super Saiyan 4s are added to the let's just picture this for a second, okay? And you can put this up on the screen later if you want to during editing. But if you look at both the Gotenks banner and the Boo banner, all right, and they just throw the Super Saiyan 4s on there, I would actually say, do not summon on those banners. Do not touch those, because that's an extra featured unit right there.
Yep. And looking at the banner right now that I just pulled up, it doesn't look too good if they added that.
No.
Yeah.
God, no.
It would not be good if they did that.
No. No, an extra featured unit on there is not the way to go.
Yeah, like in their mindset, they could think like, oh, this might be a good idea because, like, Piccolo, the Super Saiyan 2s just came back. Trunks' Zamasu came back, during the anniversary. And, AGL Gogeta was also back recently. So maybe they'll add that thinking like, oh, yeah, players would want this. No, do not do that. It's going to ruin everything. But personally, I don't think Boo and Gotenks are great. Going back into Boo, which is why I actually brought you on. A lot of people don't like Boo too much for whatever reason. I personally think he's fantastic. I like him. I think his links are great. He's in a lot of categories, especially after the link update, which a lot of people tend to forget. They're very strong, and I've seen.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm sorry. I have to say this because I made an entire video on why do people think Boo is garbage, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why they think he's garbage. The only reason they think he's garbage is because he doesn't tank double-digit damage. That's the only reason they think he's garbage. That is the only reason. after the Link update with the Majin powered category and everything like that, this dude is a beast, especially when you get him up to the Super Boost stage, which, you know, obviously is only really meant for longer events and everything. But just because he doesn't tank double-digit damage on Extreme Super Battle Road, that is the reason that they all think he's quote-unquote garbage.
And to all those naysayers, Gohan does not take anything remotely close to double to two-digit damage. So I gotta completely agree with you on that fact that you can't base a unit so, you know, hardly on that, because not many units take double digits in Extreme Super Battle Road. Ooh.
Yeah. But no, so I will say a couple of things on the side of that. Obviously, for a global player, I should say, I get why most people would not summon for him. Especially if you summoned on the, I call it the 350 million download celebration, but the Vegito and Buhan banner, essentially. If you have the LR Buhan, there is not much incentive to actually summon for this exchange boot, and I get that. I absolutely do, right? However, obviously, global, you probably get a first round of discounts, I would say, if I remember correctly. Or at least tickets. So I think obviously the first round of discounts, and anyone will tell you that. Gresh, Truth, you name it, they're going to tell you do the first rotation no matter what. Just do it because it's discounts. You get some tickets. Who knows? You get lucky, right? Yeah. So I get the idea. And in terms of a leader skill, all Boo has over the LR Buhan is that it's still 4 key, just like him. And then it's HP 170, whereas Boo only gives 130. But the thing with Boo, though, is that he does bring in the artificial life form category, which is really good. So actually, that combo of a category works actually really well together.
Yep. People forget about artificial life forms, man. It is very strong. You have you have access to 3 50% supports under this leader skill. You have, you know, Super Boo, the physical one. You have Metal Rodo, and you have Imperfect Cell. Like, any team where you could rock a lot of those 50% support units, it's a very good leader, because it's very difficult to get a lot of these guys on different teams, especially Rodo, you know. So this is definitely a good leader skill for him. And there is a lot of Extreme AGL, like, you know, 13's on here, 17's on here. And the only reason why I'm going into that, it's like you mentioned, the leader skill is actually very good. You know, it's a bit different from the Worldwide Celebration or the Download Celebration, of just power absorption. It's like a weaker form of artificial life forms when you think about it. It just doesn't have everything. It's just, I mean, it's not a bad category, but it's not better than our artificial. So yeah, no, Tech Boo definitely has a reason to be summoned on.
I think he definitely does, especially when you get him into exchange or into the Evil Boo stage. You know, he gets 2 key automatically, 150% attack, mitigates damage by 40%, which again is not terrible. Could have been better to have defense and mitigation. Absolutely, you could say that about any character, right? Yep. Honestly, what this guy reminds me of is the AGL Zamos, you know, argument that everyone makes. They, for some reason, call him garbage when he's actually not, guys. Oh no, he doesn't tank double-digit damage. Big deal. It's whatever, right? Not everyone's going to tank double-digit damage and output 10 million attack stat. If that's the bar for some people, then I hate to break it to you, you're literally, you know, just discounting 99% of the units in Dokkan, basically, is what you're doing. Yep. With setting the bar that high. And then not to mention that he also has a chance to stun the enemy for the turn, which is really fun. A dodge chance, which is always, you know, helpful for a lot of people. And I've actually done a video on my channel where I took this guy, and I took a friend, obviously, so the exchange boot card, and I had nothing else but free-to-play units in the middle. And we beat Extreme Super Battle Road using an Extreme Tech team. And that's the one everyone still complains about to this day. So guess what? He can help you with that.
It's just naysayers. I mean, they just don't see the value. That is actually insane. I mean, not many units could do that. Extreme Tech is extremely difficult, and anybody with damage reduction, I mean, this guy seals on super attack, like you mentioned. He also could stun, he also could dodge, and he has damage reduction. I get it, 40% doesn't seem too high, but after the Link update, he does have a lot more defense now.
Yeah, he does. He does some great damage. Like the only thing against him, which I absolutely hate Akatsuki for not giving him this, is big bad bosses. I hate that they did not give him big bad bosses. If he had big bad bosses, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no. That would have put him through the roof. And I think that's like probably what everybody says, like, oh, he doesn't have big bad bosses, so you know what, we're just not going to look at it. But it does, like, even without it, he's still great. I mean, once he gets to that last form, you know, talking a bit about him, because I know, unfortunately, this is like the one that you'll be using the least depending on what modes you play. What's like the highest attack stat you were able to get to Super Boo?
Super Boo. So I have this Boo at 2 dupes, max links, and I gave him some decent equipment, which is pretty good. I think on average, so and by the way, usually what you want to do for this is you want to run a combo of this guy and the LR Buhan. So you want to run this guy as your leader, and then run the LR Buhan as a friend, and then that's assuming you also have LR Buhan yourself. So you still have 2 LR Buhans on the game, but under that type of rotation, I think I hit an average, like, so first, I'm talking first attacker, because obviously if he gets doubles, then he just greatly raises for another 3 turns. I think it was around 3.4 million. And then you have to remember that when he's Super Boo, he also has that critical chance for every rainbow orb that you obtain, which, by the way, if you're running the Mr. Boo from the World Tournament, that gives you a lot of opportunities right there.
Yep.
He gets 220% attack and defense, mitigates damage by 50%. And his attack and defense is greatly raised for 3 turns, and he seals on the super attack. So he's really good.
No damage ever.
Yeah. He took nothing, absolutely nothing. I think the most damage I ever saw was against some Inti unit on Infinite Dragon Ball History event, and I think he took 1,000 damage, maybe 2,000 if I remember correctly.
Which in hindsight, that's not much. So.
No, I'm sorry. 1,000 damage. Oh man, the dude's garbage now. He is absolute garbage now, taking 1,000 damage. What were we thinking?
Yeah,
what were we thinking?
Yeah, no. People tend to forget how good this guy really is. So no, definitely glad that we are able to get all that knowledge of this man. Unfortunately, I've only played with him a little bit on Trident, like in the Legendary Goku event, and when I played him, I was impressed. I was like, dude, this guy's insane. I mean, very good defensively. The offense was there. The links were there. I love him as a lead. I love the artificial life form category. And to me, he's fantastic, dude. I had no issues with him. But there was one other unit I wanted to talk about. I know primarily this was like the main one, but I did want to talk a bit about the Gotenks to see how do you feel about Gotenks? Because everybody always says Gotenks is better, but personally, I don't know. I kind of like the Boo a bit more.
So I think in terms of, for me personally, in terms of just a fun unit, again, I'm using the word, like literally you should be putting quotations in terms of fun here, because this is just my personal opinion for this.
Yeah.
Boo is fun. I find Boo more fun. I like the extreme artificial life forms and the Majin Power saga, or the Majin Power category itself. I really love that. But Gotenks is extremely good. He is extremely good. And I see where people really like him, because he greatly raises his defense for 1 turn, which on something like a harder event for people who usually tend to summon on more of the super unit banners instead of the extreme banners, he does help out a lot. He helps out on those harder events where if he's there, he greatly raises his defense. And for the most part, he takes no damage. And then when you get him up to the Super Saiyan 3 state, dude is still super powerful, right? However, I think most people will agree, though, that Boo is better when it comes to Super Boo versus Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Because Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks has that turn limit in terms of the extra attack, I believe.
The extra attack, the key, and that 70% chance of launching an additional, I believe, is also in that.
Right. So that's so, and obviously you can make the argument that you can generally get through it no problem, and you're not going to have to really deal with that, because you have the ability to activate his transformation whenever you want to. But there are some of those Infinite Dragon Ball History stages where it actually might benefit you to get him up to Super Saiyan 3 faster, to try and beat it faster. But again, most people know that Boo is better than him when it's between Super Saiyan 3, because Boo does not have any restrictions whatsoever. Yeah. Boo's just like, here's a madman, go, essentially, when he's Super Boo.
Yeah. I would say Gotenks is better just within those 4 turns. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
Then it goes away.
Yeah,
and then,
I would say that.
And the unfortunate thing about Gotenks is that the power creep hit him badly. Because again, that was like that greatly raising attack and defense thing was insane when it first came out. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, this is sick!" And then Gohan comes out and he does it every single turn, no turn restrictions, and completely blew Gotenks out of the water.
Yep, pretty much.
To me, if people were to ask, like, "Oh, which banner if you are gonna summon?" I would probably say Boo. Better leads. I mean, it's I don't know. Special pose and youth they're
Oh, okay. Let's be brutally honest here. Gotenks' leader skill is garbage.
Yeah,
his leader skill is garbage.
Yeah, special pose
it is
bad.
it's not very good. It really isn't. But in terms of the banner, now of course we're going off of JP knowledge here when it comes to the banners, and hopefully global will change these. In terms of a quote unquote better banner, so obviously you have Boo versus Gotenks, you have Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta versus Super Saiyan 2 Goku, you have Zamos versus Trunks, you have Broly versus Gogeta, I believe. Yeah, Gogeta yes. There. And then it's after that, it's Metal Cooler, STR Boo, Super Boo, unfortunately, and SSJ3 Broly. And then on the super banner, it's Piccolo, Gotenks, and Gotenks. So in terms of banner status, it's kind of even for me personally. I do think Piccolo is better than the the Ajo Metal Cooler, the STR Boo, and the SSJ3 Broly. But having both Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is on there,
hurts. Yeah, that's a big oof.
Oof.
Because he's not the greatest.
He's fine, I guess. He's okay. And now I can see people saying, well, wait, hang on. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is gonna the physical one is gonna get his easy A soon, and that's absolutely true. And I would have agreed with that about 4 months ago. But ever since Broly got his easy A and they did not remove the damaging defense loss that they gave him, I get the feeling physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is going to keep that as well, because he loses defense for a decent amount of time. And I don't think it's going to be the greatest ECA. I really don't.
Yeah, he loses 30% defense for 7 turns.
That's a long time.
And
that is a very long time.
His stats are not going to, I mean, they're going to be better, but he doesn't really have any defense links.
Yep. No, he doesn't.
All attack. Besides Fuse Fighter, but that's only 5. Yeah, no. This guy is probably gonna be he's just gonna be a glass cannon. He's gonna be boring.
Yeah, and that's kind of what he's always been in the end. Ever since the original Tech one came out, he's always just been that glass cannon, right?
Yeah, which is I guess unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, I do like Gotenks a lot, but I do not like glass cannons, especially in the current meta. There's no point.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So we talked about banners. We talked about both units. That was pretty much everything I want to cover because they are confirmed to be coming next. As in terms of the dates, because everybody's been wondering, I don't know. People, it could come after the maintenance as a surprise. It could come a week later. Personally, I don't actually care when it comes at this point. I'm like, whatever. I don't, I'm going to be probably skipping these unless the discounts are 25, 35, 45, something like that. But other than that, I don't have any use for them. I mean, Boo, Tech Boo, I could definitely rock my Majin Power team because Majin Power is one of my favorite teams in the game. But I could just wait till he comes back.
I think so, yeah. And actually, he'll probably be back for February. I don't know when is the next big global dual Dokkan Fest after November? Is it
sometimes it's
is it April or May? Is it April for you guys or something like that? Or I don't remember.
May. If it's
May,
it's how they did it last year. Yeah, because it was Future Gohan, then it was Saiyan Day with the Bardock, then it was Cooler, then it was 13 was there, LR Super Saiyan Goku, and then we did not get the Goku and Vegeta Duo Dokkan Fest till May. So we could.
Okay.
When that was New Year's though. I'm trying to. I don't remember when Trunks and Zamasu came back on Global. Whenever they came back the second time, it's probably when these guys will come back. Which it's probably not. I mean, I'm not in a rush. Honestly.
Yeah, no, it'll be a while, and like I said, most people are going to skip both these banners because they're kind of amped by today's standards and the power creeps and all that fun stuff. But if anyone asks, if you have extra red coins to throw at it, or you buy stones, or you want to do the discount first step, I say both banners are definitely worth the first step in terms of the banners. But don't overlook Boo. He's actually a good card. People like to trash on him for some weird reason, but you know what? He's actually still a good card. He really is.
Like you mentioned, people just want to see those 9, 10 million attack stats, 500k defense turn 1. That's what they want. So they forget about these fantastic units. So man, that was all the topics I want to cover, and thank you again so much for coming on, dude. It's been a blast having you on the channel. Do you have any closing comments?
No, I say to anyone who's just someone on the banner, absolutely good luck, and just gonna say Majin Power category is awesome.
Yep. Majin Power is definitely a top 10 category for me. It is sick, and thank you, Tallen, for sharing that. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Let us know how you guys like the video. Let us know if you're going to be summoning and just stuff like that. So, we'll see you guys in the next one, and take care, everybody.